made a great deal of progress as we are building this Rothko painting. And as you can see, we've added our first box and our second box. We've even added our third box, but we are yet to add a background color, which will help us see it on our screen. So let's continue and do just that. So for step 31, we're going to add background color. And let me just copy this right here and paste it. Okay, so as you can see, we have this more bright red color here. Once again, this is exactly what we are building. Okay, all right, so we are getting there gradually. Let's continue to the next one. Center the 3 elements on the canvas. Okay, as you can see, it's not centered, it's more leaning towards the left. So we'll say margin, and let's set it to auto. Okay, now it is correctly centered. It's helpful to have your margins push in one direction. In this case, the bottom margin of the one element pushes 2 down 20 pixels. So as you can see, the bottom margin of this right here pushes this one down 2 pixels. So that's why we have this space between 1 and 2. Use margin shorthand property to set top margin to 0. Okay, so for 2, we want to have a top margin of 0. So let's say the way we're going to do that is say 0 auto, and then we're also going to say, all right, in 2 selector, use margin shorthand property to set margin to 0, horizontal margin to auto, and then bottom margin to 20 pixels. Okay, so the way the margin works is that it works clockwise. So the first value is for margin top, which is 0. The second value is for margin right, so it goes clockwise: margin top, margin right, margin bottom, and then margin left. So margin top is going to be 0. We want to set horizontal margin, which is left and right, so we're going to give it auto. So this is auto for right. Bottom will get 20 pixels, and then left will also get auto. Okay, so as you can see now, the 20 pixels works for this. So let me give this, let's say 60, just to make it more clear. As you can see, the 60 is for the bottom. So it's margin top, right, bottom, and then left in a clockwise direction. All right, let me change this back to 20 pixels, and then let's continue. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is use the colors and shape of your painting are too sharp to pass as a Rothko. Okay, so as you can see, Rothko's paintings are like this. Just they have this subtle, faint shades. You know, they are not as sharp as what we have here. As you can see, this is very sharp to pass for a Rothko painting. So the way we're going to handle that is to use what we call the filter property, and we are going to use it to blur the painting by 2 pixels in the canvas elements. Okay, so we're going to say we've been given an example here, so you can look at it to use the filter property. So we're going to say canvas, and then we already have the canvas selector here, no need to write this. So we're just going to say filter blur, and then we'll give it 2 pixels. Okay, so now we have our canvas having this blurry effect applied on it. Next up, we want to create a rule that targets both 1 and 2 and increase their blur by 1 pixels. So the way we do that is to say 1, which targets the class 1, and then we'll bring our comma and we say 2. So now this means we are targeting both. So whatever style we add will be applied to both of them. So you're going to do filter, and we're going to apply a blur of 1 pixels. All right, this is looking good already. Okay, next up, we want to increase the blur of 3 by 2 pixels. So we'll say filter, blur, I want to say 2 pixels. Okay, on to the next one. The rectangles are too small and their edges don't have the soft quality of a painting. So as you can see, their edges look very sharp. So we want to increase the area and soften the edges of 1 by setting its box shadow property to these values here. Okay, so the way we're going to do that is to say box shadow, which is the box shadow property, and we'll give it 0, which is the X. We'll give it another 0, which is Y. Give it 3 pixels, which is the value for blur radius. Another 3 pixels, which will be the value for spread radius. And then the final value will be the color. Okay. All right. Okay, so now I want to use the same box shadow declaration for 2, but want to change the color from this to this. So I'll just copy it here, what we have here. This is the box shadow we use for 1, and want to use the same for 2. So I'll just copy and paste it, but then we have to change the color. So I'll copy the color code and replace it like so. All right, finally we want to add the box shadow to 3 as well with the values. So first let me write box shadow, and want to give it a value of 0, 0, 5 pixels for blur radius, another 5 pixels for spread radius, and then let's copy this right here. Okay, now finally in this video, let's look at how we can round each corner of the one element. So the way we're going to do that is to say border radius, and we'll say 9 pixels. Okay, so border radius is this little corners here. So assuming I do 50 pixels, you see how it looks. So it's this corner here that we are doing. So I'll just say 9 pixels. All right, so yeah, that will be for this video once again, and let's continue and see you in the next one.